So today we're going to do my Pan palette update. I've been working on 2 palettes as you have been following me. If you haven't, I've been working on 2 palettes. I've been working on the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss, which obviously is a dupe for the Natasha Denona. I want to say, what was it? Oh, I can't remember now. I can't remember. Why do I say these things if I don't remember? The Glam palette, that's what it is. And then we have the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude. Now, I wanted to roll in a palette that you all voted for. You all voted for the Naughty Nude, but I really wanted to work on this one. That's why I ended up with 2. So let's start with the Naughty Nude because this one really I haven't gone into that much at all this month. I kind of alluded to that when I went through all the palettes that I used in the month of September video, and this one I only used maybe 5 times, but it was very, very small in terms of the amount of shades that I used as well in those 5 times. There's like no progress. So hopefully that's okay, but I'll put up on the screen what it looked like last month. Obviously I have quite a few pans in there now. This palette's just getting, you know, older and older, and I think I'm going to declutter it in my next declutter. I think sadly that's where it's headed. It's not a palette that I love completely. I don't really have a huge amount of memories with this palette, but it has been a good palette to have and own. It's just never been a favorite of mine, but I've grown to enjoy it and appreciate every shade. However, it's just that some shades don't work very well anymore. So anyway, this is what we're looking at now. It kind of looks about the same, right? I don't think it looks any different. The only shades that I've gone into this last month are Hypnotic. I've gone into that one 2 times. I went into Untamed. Which one is Untamed? This one is Untamed. I went into that one once. I went into Rough. This one is the one that I'm kind of trying to hit pan, like somewhat trying to hit pan on. So, you know, I'm kind of working my way through that one. I used that one 5 times. So the 5 different times that I went into this palette, I used that 5 times. And then last but not least, I went into Juicy just the once, and obviously I already have a pan in there. I think I mentioned that this was my goal to hit pan, but otherwise I think another goal of mine was to hit pan in one of these shimmers, which obviously I have not gone into either one of them recently, so I'm not doing a very good job. I could also see myself hitting pan in Please Me. There's nothing really wrong with Please Me. I don't know, I just think that overall I haven't wanted to go into this palette. Now it might be just because I haven't wanted to do that many warm tone looks. That could be it too. I did use it more in August and then I have slowed down. So maybe I'll pick it back up this month. Who knows? I'm going to keep it around, but I'm also starting to think, well, maybe, am I really going to get any more progress in the next 3 months? Because we only really have like maybe 2.5 months left and then I'm done with this project for this year. So am I really going to get anything done in the next 2 months? It would be nice to get maybe 1 more pan, but at this point, I don't know if I'm really feeling it. So we'll see. I'm going to keep it in obviously, but I'm just going to give you a heads up that I might just like stop using it over the next few weeks and maybe just remove it altogether from this project, because the Shadow Kiss I have been looking into quite a bit and I've been using it more this month. I always go into my eyebrows. I didn't actually do anything with my eyebrows today, but usually there's a shade and I usually have used this every single time I do my makeup. However, this last month I have been doing specific looks with this palette, so I have been enjoying more than just the one shade. Anyway, I'll put up on the screen what it looked like last time because I do have an update for this palette. I have actually hit pan, which I did show a little bit of a spoiler before in my video from last week, but if you didn't spot it, I do have a new pan in this palette. Otherwise, yeah, I've just been enjoying it. It's just been a good palette to have. Actually, sorry, I have 2 new pans. That is crazy. I just realized I have 2 new pans. One of them I got really early on though, so I thought I'd already shared it with you. No, but I have 2 new pans. Okay, this is a good update. Oh, good. I'm feeling better about myself. Okay, anyway, this is what it's looking like right now. Okay, so yeah, a few more pans to share, obviously. So let's just go through my uses and I will shout out the new pan. So the first shade that I went into in the first row is this one, which is Veil. I went into that twice. I went into Fog once. I went into Risk once. I went into Disguise 3 times this month. Then I went into Shroud 5 times. I've been really enjoying this shade this month. This is a new pan. So this one, I used it 3 extra times and then I hit pan, and then since then I've used it 3 more times. So actually this entire month I've used it 6 times. It's kind of a weird pan. At first the pan was kind of underneath, you could barely see it, but now it's obviously gotten bigger because I keep going into that shade. So that's one of my new pans. This one right here is the one that I use in my eyebrows. So this one I've used 17 times this month. So not every single time I do my makeup, but a good chunk of the time, obviously. More than half the time that I do my makeup, I use that shade. Then I went into Umbra 6 times and I hit pan. You can see there's a tiny itty bitty pan there. So yeah, I have 2 new pans to share with this palette. Obviously, I love this palette. It's the reason why I rolled it in, regardless of it being voted or not. It's just a palette that I obviously neglected for a long time and I was desperate to use it. And I have been using it a lot this year. All of these pans have been from this project as well, which I'm very pleased with. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pans now in this palette, which I'm very, very pleased with. And yeah, it just looks more used and abused, which I want, right? And I think, you know, obviously this is getting older too. I think I bought this the same year that I bought the Naughty Nude, but I think this formula is lasting a little bit better. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not like it's perfect. And so sometimes I just go into these mattes and I use a different palette for a shimmer. However, I have been really enjoying the shade right here called Shroud. It's just really kind of beautiful. But I've also been really interested in, I want to say, like, maybe a little bit more neutral shades recently. I haven't been into a lot of pops of color, and if I have done color, it's mostly been either pinks, purples, or blues, which obviously is color. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem like I'm into my bright eyeshadow looks as much as I was maybe 2-3 years ago. So we'll see. I'm just like trying to use what I can use and trying to, you know, just do looks that I kind of want to wear throughout the day. So I'm really pleased with where I am with this one. Obviously not so much with the Naughty Nude, but I just feel like because the shades are not that good, I'm kind of losing interest in even going into them when I have other eyeshadow palettes in my collection that perform better, I enjoy more, and I don't really want to get to the point where they're too old either, just because I'm working on an older palette. So I don't know, let me know, should I just like roll it out of the project now, knowing that I'm not really enjoying it, or should I, like, my feeling is I should keep it in another month, see how I do. If I still don't use it at all, then obviously it's going to be a declutter. I think it will be a declutter regardless, but I'm not at the point that I want to do a declutter series yet, so, you know, it might just stick around a little bit more before I do that. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's just a bad month and I didn't really feel like doing it because of the color story, and maybe because I really enjoyed it in August. I have to be honest. Like, I actually, and there are some good, decent shades. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. I don't need to make up my mind, but that is my update for my Pan That palette or Pan Those palettes. Kind of a short little update there, but I do have the 2 new pans. I guess in terms of what I want to do next, I did mention this months ago, but I did say I wanted to hit pan in this shade, and I still would like to. It looks like it's getting there, so that could be one. I just find the shimmers in Alter Ego quite difficult to hit pan on. That's why it just doesn't take, it takes me a long time, but I've hit pan now on all the mattes, so I need to start working on the shimmers. I really have been enjoying Shroud. Maybe Shroud would be the next one, to be fair. So I think maybe this one and this one I will concentrate. The rest of the mattes, obviously, I'll just keep using, expanding them. But in terms of the next shade that I hit pan on, it has to be one of these 2, just because everything else is not untouched, but it would take me a really long time to hit pan on them. So I think that would be my goal. And yeah, I don't know what to do about Naughty Nude. I will find out. I will figure it out. What I will do, I'm going to wait another month, but I will put another list together, a palette that I would like to do a Pan That palette for 2026. So that will be coming. I don't really quite know what I want to do because I think I want to stay away from having 2 palettes. I think it was really good this year because they were too contrasting in terms of tones. You have more of a warm tone and more of a cool tone neutral. And overall, I could do very good neutral looks with either palette or together or separately, and then obviously with other palettes. But I'm thinking maybe for next year we spice it up and I roll something in with a little bit more color. But I'm also thinking I might just want to, I don't know, I'll save it for the video. I kind of know which palette I want to do, but I still want to do a vote because it's always fun to see what everyone else decides. And maybe, you never know, maybe I will end up with 2 palettes and then I'll hate you all because you put me in that position. But also I put myself in that position. Okay, I'm rambling now. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you would like to follow my journey and watch me in all of this madness of eyeshadows and everything else. But otherwise, have a good day and I will see you next time. Bye.